Hi everybody, how are you doing? Welcome to making a prop for Music Man. So today we're going to make our own newspaper, and because you guys are students, and I'm going to use this as an opportunity for you to make your own articles and actually create your own newspaper. And so we've provided you guys some things that you can do that with. So you have some poster board that is 11 by 14, and mine's already out of the package. Came in package, has a top like this. It's poster board, right? So that's going to allow you a nice surface to work on, so that it kind of folds nicely, and you can do some things to it to give it color if you want. But for now, we're going to focus on making it look like a newspaper. And so another thing that we provided you was a template. You can use the template and glue it right on, or you can make your own ideas using this general guideline, right? So here's the template. And on the top, this is for the title of the newspaper, the name of the newspaper, if you will. The next box would be the headline, the big rectangle. Then you have room for article, right? And then it says about the author, so you can fill that out as well. Okay, so that's the template. All right, so look for that in your kit. So one thing I'd like to talk about is how you're going to create this newspaper. For example, what questions you're going to ask yourself. And I'd like you guys to take this opportunity to write a newspaper article about a character in the play. So it's on Music Man, on the play itself, right? And so you have an opportunity to either create a picture or add a picture, right? So you can use whatever materials you have, pens, pencils, print some kind of picture to add there. You can glue the piece of paper right on one side, right? And again, you can use this just as a template to just create your own as well. And so you're going to create your own newspaper, and then during the show, everyone will have one, right? Okay? So I want to ask you a few questions to get your mind rolling about some of the things that you could put inside your newspaper article. And before you decide, so just know that the template is a little bit smaller than a regular sheet of paper, which is what is printed on it, right? So it's a little bit smaller, okay, than the poster board, because I didn't want it to block your face, would be the main reason why. And then you have the opportunity to either open multiple pages, right, of this newspaper, so you have double pages. You could have one main page, and then you could cut a page in half, how there's usually single pages in a newspaper, so that you don't have so many pages. You don't have to use all of them. And so if you make a mistake, also you have extra, okay? So that's why you have multiple pages. And then I have a few questions I want to ask you. So when you're writing a newspaper article, there's some things you want to think about to make the article sound factual, right? So some of the things you want to think about are some of the facts you need to think about in your newspaper article are what. So what specific event took place, right? What are you writing about? So what's the subject of your article? And then who are the people involved in the story you're writing? So whether it's your character, another character, a series of events in the play, or some information historically, possibly, that you're interested in related to the play. The where, what's the place that it takes place in, the date and the time. So these are some things you're going to have to decide depending on what your story is about, right? The reasons for the event taking place, and that would be the why. So what are the reasons that the event is taking place? And the when, the date and the time I mentioned, and then how. So how did this thing happen? So you have what, who, where, when, why, how. All right? 6 things that you need to think about. What, who, where, when, why, how. So this should be fun. When I was a kid, I wrote a newspaper article as well. I wrote mock newspaper articles, especially in school. And so I'm hoping you guys will have fun with this. You can make jokes in your newspaper articles. You can take an opportunity to read some of the stories to our other cast members and your family. I would love that. Also, this is a preview of a version of a backdrop for the show that I've created. You guys will see a video about that, and we've talked about different ideas, and I would like you to put your own stamp on your work and put your own ideas into it. If you decide that you would like to age your paper a little bit, you could kind of stamp it or take the side of a gray crayon. What I would recommend, so that it's like the sort of least amount of messy, you could take the side of a gray crayon and kind of put a little bit of side texture on it. You could lay this over sort of a rough surface and take a gray crayon over it. Just make sure you don't lose all your beautiful article and your work, okay? All right, thank you, you guys. Bye.